Former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
Thank you, Tybus. Appreciate you. Oh, boy. So many things going on. But, hey, folks, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe. Hit that like on the video. We are back with Buckeye football. We're not in mid-season form yet. We are in week one form like the Buckeyes were. But pull up a stool, pour a drink. Let's talk some Buckeye fucking football. All right. We got your call in. Call in, folks. Hit that number. It's the same number every time. Same code, same all that stuff. Pop in here. We're taking calls tonight. Every live show we do, we are taking calls. Okay, so just get in there. I want to get you in here early and often before we get into more of our dumb takes. Don't forget the buckeyecast.com, 25% off site-wide. Check out those Built Ohio Tough shirts. Those things are flying off the shelves. I should pull up a photo of that. I will while we're talking, but because I'm ambidextrous like that. What else? Pop in the community here on YouTube. Just hit that community tab. I'm always posting shit in there. I did kind of a semi-live chat on Saturday during the game. Nobody else really interacted with me, so it's just me talking into a closet, which is, normal. So
sounds like Saturday.
I also have a question for the chat. I'm going to post it in there right now. Is Chip the best Ohio State running back on the roster right now? That's the question for the chat. Just the chat. We'll get to your answers later. Okay. What are we looking at here? Oh, the big predict the final score t-shirt giveaway. We have a winner.
Low man wins.
Ray. My guy Ray, low man. He was a low man on the poll. His total
motherfucker went $1 on Price is Right.
$1.
He did. He priced us right at us with 42 points. I understand that's going over, but we got to give it to somebody. So we had a couple of 52s. We had a 45 from Billy. We had a 58 from Travis. Some 56, 70. Somebody went 73. I went like 62, so I'm not even close. Johnny C was 52. Chubba Wubba Hubba was 51. But Ray, keeping it real, he had 35-7, so that's 42 points in the English-speaking world. So Ray, hit me up in the comments. I keep in touch with you quite often. Email me if you like, and I need to know what shirt you want, what size, and where to send it. We're done. Go to the buckeyecast.com, check out everything. Oh, shirts and hats, both. That's it. So pick something out, and I'll send you that over. So it's just that easy, folks. Every Sunday night, we're giving away a t-shirt. Get your scores in. Now, coming up this week, on the Buckeye Cast channel, we got Tuesday's Ryan Day press conference. I'll be carrying that. And Monday rush hour, we're going to be talking recruiting updates, mostly focused on the current Buckeye 2024 commits. We'll let you know how they fared this weekend in their high school games. I also have a list of in-season visitors that's starting to pile up a little bit. So we got visitors coming in for game days. And, next week on Sunday, we'll be doing the pregame, the microscopes, for score predictions, all that shit. So Jeff and Shawn, what are you guys up to this weekend? This nice holiday weekend. How are things up there? Where you're at, Shawn?
Shawn,
Well,
yeah,
up here,
how was your weekend?
busy weekend. Ran over to Ann Arbor Saturday morning and caught the first half of that shit show. Had some decent, I guess, tailgate food, a couple beers. You know, when we left though, and the guy that gave us the tickets, thank you very much. I won't say your name, but appreciate it. Good tickets. Afterwards, he texts my wife. He goes, I hope my wife and son had a good time, and I hope your husband was uncomfortable the entire day. And I can't say that I wasn't, because it was a lot of yellow, man. And yellow,
Yeah.
what an ugly fucking color. Ugh.
It's like a piss yellow, yeah.
And then we're sitting there during the game, and you know, there's a couple fucking meatheads, you know, a 60-year-old, you know, singing the lyrics to fucking Jump Around, like slap you down like a hoe, slap you down. Like, all right, you big head loudmouth motherfucker. And you know, they're on and on. They're like, oh yeah, Ohio State, we're your daddy. And me and my son are just looking at each other like, bitch. And so, you know, you get that, but you know, we laid low. We didn't fucking whatever. We got out of there with our skin, and we bolted right at halftime. You couldn't get me out there quick enough, and I only live an hour from Ann Arbor, so I was home by 3:15 and saw the Buckeye kick. So all was well. Drove up to Tiffin today, and I'm in a buddy's driveway on this podcast. Let's go.
Yeah.
By the way, Tiffin Columbian is a fucking powerhouse in D2 this year, boys. If you heard.
I did not hear.
They're for real. Yeah, they're for real.
What'd they do?
Well, they opened up. They beat Ross week 1. Second week, they beat Chardon in 50-49, and Chardon's a highly ranked D2 team currently as well. And then I think they just rolled somebody, but someone had 7 touchdowns for the Tornadoes Friday night. They got a couple dudes, I think.
Okay. About time that group of parents started paying off.
Well, you know, it's people, you know, about our age that have had some kids and whatnot. I think some of them, and the only problem with Tiffin Columbian is, as good as they are, they're probably going to come up to who we come up against next week, and that's Toledo Central Catholic, and that's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough game for them.
So they play those Toledo teams, huh?
Well, no, but if Columbian will make the playoffs, you know, because a lot of teams do, and Columbian's good, they'd make it probably.
Everybody does now. Everybody does.
But okay. I think being in like northwest Ohio, I think you're going to get out of your region. That road to D2 is going to go through Toledo Central Catholic. And they're the returning state champion and have all their guys back. So
are the other Toledo teams in that D2, like Whitmer?
No,
Whitmer might be D1.
DeSales
might be 1, and St. John's Jesuit I think is 2 also.
Wow.
20
years ago they were all Division 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So all in all, you had a great weekend then, sounds like to me.
Well, we're not done yet. You know, I got daughters home from Michigan State. They sucked and won their football game Friday night. And yes, we'll be here in Tiffin tonight, heading back up, dropping her back off at East Lansing, and back home. Start the short week.
All right.
And what I'm drinking, by the way, is, so I just rolled into Tiffin, and as luck would have it, I'm drinking the High Life.
Oh, the champagne of beers.
The champagne of beers. Only in our hometown you can find champagne of beers, a popular libation.
Bottles.
Oh, extra. How much you pay for that?
I don't know, but I had the cans in my hand. I'm like, whoa, stuff's a lot smoother out of bottles.
Sure.
So I spent the extra 80 cents, and I don't give a shit.
There you go. Hey, you can recycle them, right?
Well, if I take them up to Michigan, I can get like $1.20 for that shit. 10 cents a
There you
bottle
go. Yep.
or can.
Would you like that in a can?
No, I'll have it right here.
In the can? Nah.
Anyway. Oh, so let's get into this Indiana game before we get too far off base here. I'm trying to keep the show a little tighter, tell less stories that people get irritated by. I've been criticized lately on the speed of the show, I guess you'd call it, or the pace.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
can see that.
yeah. You contribute to it, so yeah. So let's talk about this Indiana game. Before we get into our game grades, we're each going to give a letter grade, me, Jeff, and Shawn, for the offense and the defense. We're going to give you our MVPs, offense and defense, and those may or may not correspond to our microscopes. Probably not in most cases. Anyway, so who wants to crack the seal on the quarterback discussion? Because
I got you.
I've been having this discussion all fucking day. Actually, it's well over 24 hours I've been having this discussion with people online, and I am spent, like mentally spent. So I'm not going to.
Oh, you're going to be motherfucking me.
Oh, yeah. Did you piss on my fucking property?
I'm about to.
You about to piss right on your fucking dandelions.
All right, so go ahead, Shawn. I'm gonna
Go ahead, bro.
I'm leaving.
Okay, so the quarterback thing is a fucking train wreck. It's the absolute worst nightmare. It went as poorly as can possibly fucking go, in my opinion. It was bad throws, poor decision making. You're playing a bum fucking team with a bum fucking all new guys, and you got two NFL, probably the two best wide receivers in fucking college football that combined for 38 yards. And the decision making of playing against a poor team, the missed throws. I know, Joe, you texted me after he hit that long one to Stover over the middle. Okay, great. He's fucking 25% on seam routes. He throws that pass way too fucking low. There's no air under it. It's fucking shit. The guy shits the bed. He rolls out, throws across his body like he's fucking Patrick Mahomes, throws that easy ass pick. We're going to lose 2 to 3 games if this is the quarterback play that we're getting the rest of the year, period. It's shit. And it's not even close. I would have thought, okay, you know, you always wonder when they're going through this, and we're Devin Brown, Kyle McCord, Devin Brown. When you got 2 quarterbacks, I'm like, oh, you know, I got the rose-colored glasses on. I'm like, oh, we got 2 really good quarterbacks. No, the old saying holds true. When you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have any. And that's where I feel we're at right now. I don't feel like Devin Brown's got a fair shake, but the little amount that I did see when he came in, he looked like dog shit too. And then the one thing that really sticks out to me, and I feel like I can overlook a lot of things and poor accuracy and poor decision making and running the wrong way when fucking Trainum makes a fucking block and you got a fucking wide open walk into the end zone. All that little stupid shit. I can overlook all that if you have poise in the pocket, and not either one of those guys had any poise. They don't stand tall. They're not confident. They I don't know. They do not give me the warm and fuzzies at all. Now maybe some of that is with that piss poor O-line play, because I'm going to throw just as much of the blame on that. But I still feel, even with bad line play, that you're a little taller in the pocket and a little more fucking confident with what you're doing. I'm highly concerned right now if Devin Brown's not any better, or if we don't take a huge step forward. And Joe, I know that you're banging and you're saying, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm going to call bullshit on that for the simple fact. What score did you predict, Joe? What if I'd have told you going to that game, we're going to have fucking 23 points and 0 passing touchdowns? You would have thought, oh, that quarterback plays fine. No, we did great. Bullshit. It wasn't good. It's not up to fucking caliber, and it's not even fucking close. I'm done. Jeff, go ahead. I'm sorry, but that felt good to get that off my chest. I've been holding that in. Oh,
Shawn, I agree.
Did you just come all over your chest?
It's therapeutic.
It's like
somebody get him a towel.
It's like
somebody get him a towel.
Batter running down his stomach.
I didn't see one redeeming. I didn't see one thing where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the new Ohio State. None of that from the quarterback play. None. Jeff, go ahead, please settle me down.
A couple things, Shawn. I'm not sure Indiana is the shit team everybody thought they were, because we saw two guys on their defense that look like All-Americans. Now, why was that? Why were they showing like they were All-Americans? We'll get into that later, I guess.
44 is my favorite player right now.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he was one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Devin Brown. How many snaps did Devin Brown get? I know he got the one series, and that was 6. It, right? Six snaps.
I don't count that first series in the first half of shit. I like this. I'm not holding that against them at all. I'm not.
Okay. And I 100%. I agree with you. If our quarterback play is that level, yeah, we lose at least 3 games. I agree with that. Now, I don't expect our quarterback to be level of play to be that bad, but it was shit. You are correct. It was shit, and it doesn't make me feel any confidence that Devin Brown or Kyle McCord. I can see why they were going back and forth and not being able to decide, because they probably didn't see the spark from either one. So I'm with you 100% there, Shawn.
100%. It's like, well, we, and it's because we're spoiled, right? It's because we went from Fields to Stroud and, on and on and on. We always just got a guy that fucking shows out.
Haskins to Fields to Stroud. I mean, 3 first-rounders back then. I mean, Haskins 1 year.
Well, even JT Barrett was the fucking Big Ten MVP.
The all-time winner, right? The all-time leader. Yeah. So we have a high. Yeah, exactly, Joe. But I mean, he won a shitload of games. Always you were confident that he would win the game.
He did not.
He
wasn't back there shitting himself.
Yeah. And he led, and he finished 3rd or 4th in the Heisman, I think, as a redshirt freshman that year, and probably would have been closer if he would have been able to finish the Michigan game, and not been injured. I think that counted against him after that game. Anyways, quarterback play needs to be a lot better. We can get into grades later. I'd say for a quarterback grade, it's incomplete. The offensive grade as a whole, Joe, I'll give you that in a minute when you ask for it. But I saw missed opportunities, and then I saw a lot of let's not make him try too much, because I don't think they have the confidence in letting these quarterbacks show too much. There was a lot of those throws that are fucking 3-yard outs, a 2-yard fucking hitch, like one step. Look
the
at
entire
the hitch,
right. That was the point.
Mecca and Marv can't get open against Indiana, then we're fucked. Okay, we're fucked if that can't happen.
I don't. It wasn't so much him getting open. I think it was so much of what you wanted to
quarterback play.
It's play calling, Shawn.
Play calling. I got as much problem with the quarterback play as I do the play calling in certain instances. Some real questionable play calling, I thought, for how the game momentum wise, how the game was going. Just the way the atmosphere of the game. And that's some mismanagement. I'm like, why would you even ponder calling that play in that situation? Like some real head scratching play calling.
Well, the only thing go
ahead, Shawn. No, go ahead.
No. The only, just to jump on what you're saying, the only thing I'll give them a little credit for on the play calling is, okay, we are a new team with a new O-line and a new quarterback. You're on the road. This isn't fucking, Youngstown State week 1. This isn't Eastern Carolina week 1. This is actually a Big Ten opponent, and you really have to be on your P's and Q's. What I think happened is they certainly played it a little bit too close to the vest. They're like, look, we're not going to fuck up and lose this game. But that to me is a red flag where they doesn't have the fucking confidence that these guys can just go out there and wing it and not fuck it up.
Well, yeah, that should be.
But I get why he went into that with that, because
that. Play it smart. We play it safe. We don't want to risk anything against that team. With what you have, that shouldn't even be a thought in your head. I mean, that shouldn't even have to be a thought coming into our offensive coaches staff as a whole. As we got to just play it smart, make sure we don't fuck nothing up, because it's risky here. No, it shouldn't be. No, it shouldn't be at all.
Especially when you see how our defense is playing. It's like, look.
We'll get into grades later.
A mistake here and there isn't going to kill us.
Yeah. All right, Joe. I don't know how much further we're going to get into this quarterback battle, or not quarterback grade.
But I think me and Jeff agree. We don't like it, and it's shit, and it needs to fucking get a lot better quicker.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not
quickly.
I'm not down and saying I'm not down saying that it can't be. It can be getting better. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm just saying what we saw was not good enough to do anything we want to do. Win the Big Ten, make the playoffs, win national title. What we saw, obviously, we're nowhere near that from that position.
No,
Joe, bring us back here.
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree with everything you guys had to say, basically.
And there we go.
and
There we
with
go.
your prediction, so why did you predict 60-0?
We're gonna run. Joe was saying we're gonna run for 400 yards that game. That's what Joe was saying.
No. I did not expect Indiana to have a real defense.
They did
number one.
They don't.
Well, you didn't watch the game, then, Shawn. Number one and number 44 were in the backfield most of the day, and they were triggering, finding seams in the O-line, especially on taking advantage of our left side. Josh Simmons was a sieve over there in both pass and run. I got all the player grades here if you want me to give them to you. It's going to kind of spoil tomorrow's episode of the Blitz, but anyway, Kyle McCord, 20 of 33. I can share this with you. I can show you his passing chart as far as depth and location. This graphic might get you aroused.
Do you have a yards? Yeah, okay. So this all yards per play. I want to know too.
Yeah. So on the right side, you got your depth. He
had I see you.
10 yards. Obviously, they were trying to get the ball out quickly, short routes. I think his drop back time on average was 2.74 seconds. That was like 80th in the country this week. Doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. The point is they were trying to lessen the, I guess you'd call it, risk with the O-line because they knew they had holes. I don't think they expected that number one was Andre Carter or DeAndre Carter. I don't remember his name. The transfer from Western Michigan. And he's like the best player in the MAC. So anyway, they did not know what to expect from him. And then 44, the other linebacker, was constantly in there, he's shooting gaps and stuff. So this is just Kyle McCord's passing chart. Okay. So you see 4 deep shots there, 1 completion. And the one down the middle was the seam route to Cade, where he went for 45.
Yeah.
So you don't see anything completed really under 20 yards, the 10 to 20 range,
So yeah, there was we connected on. I didn't even think we threw that many deep balls. That number surprised me. I didn't even think we threw 4 more than 20 yards because it didn't seem like it. But I remember the one to Fleming in the middle of the field. Fleming had a step and a half on the guy. He overthrew him. Yeah, I mean, why are we not? We're not even trying. We're not really even trying to throw deep. We're not testing those 50-50 balls that
again.
Jump ball with
it's
Marv
because those take time, Jeff.
How's he going to get better, Joe?
You can't just sit back there if you're concerned about Josh Simmons getting blown by, which he was.
Then guess what? If we can't hold off the Indiana fucking defensive front, guess what? We're going to lose 3 games. Okay.
Are you willing to put money on that right now, Shawn? Because I want some of that action. I want all these people, all these fucking people bitching in the comments, all these people complaining about one fucking game. I want all your money.
Let me see by Notre Dame. I'm telling Joe, if they play like that, you're dumb if you think we're going to win all our fucking games if we play like that.
It's fucking week 1, Shawn. Wake up.
Yes, we can win. If we get better, we'll win.
It's week 1. Wake up.
Guess what? I saw a fuckload of week 1 games, and they all kicked the fucking shit out of inferior opponents. What was a close game?
Really?
I saw a lot of teams. The record amount of teams scored over 65 points this week. Ranked teams.
Great.
So I mean, a lot of offenses that looked really good this week. against the inferior opponent.
I want anybody who says
That's a
Ohio
fact.
State's losing 3 regular season games to take my money. I dare you.
Dude, well, you're just being
I
fucking
dare you.
facetious. I'm telling you right
No,
now. if
I'm
Ohio
being
State
for
was playing
real.
like that, yeah, I know, but you're being a fucking dick about it. Because let me tell you what, if we play like that against Notre Dame, we're gonna fucking lose. And then after that game, I'll say, yeah, Joe, mark me up for 3 losses. If we're playing like that, then we're
That's
gonna
easy
fucking
to
lose
say.
3 and we might lose 4.
Anybody can say that.
Oh yeah, you want me to do it off week 1? I'm not. I mean, that's dumb, of course. But you're saying, oh, we're gonna get so much better. We fucking better.
Yeah. We're gonna if we play like that, Shawn, we're gonna lose to Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan, and
Notre
we
Dame.
won't even. We might not even make it to a bowl. Hell, I don't know. Who else do we play?
I don't know about that.
Do we got Northwestern
Dame.
on the schedule? That's going to be a ball game. I mean, come on.
Maryland,
Maryland
would be.
It's so weird to me that you predicted us scoring fucking 60. You thought we were going to score 60. We scored 23, and you think, oh no, it's great. We're looking great. How the fuck is that, Joe? Explain that to me. Hello? Hello?
No.
There we go.
Explain that to me. Oh, you thought we were going to score 70, and we scored 23, and couldn't fucking throw the ball. Emeka and fucking Harrison have 38 yards combined. How is that? Where's the upside? What's the upside that you're looking at that we're missing? You're just so convinced that we're going to get so much better. Okay,
it's week 1.
With that.
Running game was basically shut down again. O-line issues, especially on the left side. There are many ways to improve. What else? We got a defense that showed stuff and did stuff we didn't have any preparation for. I know you have to make adjustments. So let's say no credit for that. But it's just week 1. It's just week 1. You're going to see vast improvement, and it's going to start with the quarterback position. And then Justin Fry has to shore up that left side of the O-line, whether it means benching Josh Simmons, getting Luke Montgomery in there, whatever it is. I would not move Josh Fryer from right to left. That's stupid because he's perfectly comfortable at the right. Why fuck up 2 positions? So I am not concerned at all. We got in there, got the dub, got out. Ryan Day was super conservative. Obviously, with what I just showed you in the passing chart, that was super conservative for Ryan Day. And not to mention the running.
Who says it's Ryan
What's
Day?
the reason for that, Joe? What
Ryan
talking
Day
about
was
was the reason why he's
plays.
conservative.
No,
Ryan Day's-
fucking Kyle McCord looks at the one receiver and then checks it down every fucking time. He doesn't go through his progressions. He doesn't fucking hit the second, third guy. He could have thrown further and longer, and he didn't.
You got the all 22 tape, do you?
Yeah, I watched it. Did you?
You did?
Well, hey,
I'd love to see that.
I remember watching. I remember watching some more plays as I watched it back today. There was plays where some of our receivers going out in the pattern
wide open.
They were half-assing their route because they weren't. And like one time Ibuka, like he barely jogged off the line, kind of just faded off to the left, and then McCord got fucking happy feet and bouncing around, and he came back to the sideline, came back to the ball, and caught like a 3-yard pass at the sideline. But from the snap, I watched Ibuka on this particular play. And he was just like, well, I ain't coming over to this side. He motioned to the left and just went out and just kind of pussyfooted with the guy covering him. And then McCord started scrambling. Then you saw him, then he rolled back and caught a couple-yard pass. But
then the obvious one, obviously with Marv stepping out, it's like, come on, guys, clean it up. You're fucking pros.
There's 3 touchdowns that should have been on the board. Sure, you got Carnell Tate, not to mention the one with Marv. That's a touchdown. In most cases, that step out of bounds did not gain him an advantage, and he actually was pushed, which is legal in the college game, regardless.
To come back in, right? If you're pushed, right?
Take that one off the board. The Carnell Tate catch he had inside the 5 that got knocked loose, that should have been a first and goal. You had, didn't we have a,
But I can say that's a great play by the defensive back, though. He broke up the pass.
sure. But
So
there were 3 plays that would have set us up with 3 touchdowns. But I'm not trying to make up shit. I'm not living in the world of hypotheticals. We're living in reality. This is a week 1. You guys got to stop fucking comparing last year.
Okay, Joe, let me ask you
CJ
this.
Stroud. Let me finish the sentence.
Okay.
You cannot compare last year with CJ Stroud to week 1 with a new quarterback. I don't care who it is. They have not.
Well,
I mean,
I don't
Kyle
think
has
anybody
not
brought up Stroud
played a
but
real
you.
game. No, I'm saying that's the expectation. The fans out here have this expectation that week 1, you need to be ironclad perfect.
No, here's what's
not
got
real.
people fucked up.
That's not a real expectation.
Here's what's got people fucked up in my mind. Here's what's got me fucked up, frankly.
Your mind.
Is yes, and I think a lot of the listening, viewing audience is when I didn't see. I mean, and maybe there was, and I haven't looked and delved into it. I haven't watched it twice. I've only watched it live. I don't see any point in that game where it's like, wow, McCord really fucking made a great decision there. There's only 2 times that I know that he made tough decisions, and they were both wrong. He threw across his body and threw the pick and fucking ran into the pressure on the goal line. Those are the only 2 fucking like real decisions. Like, hey, I've got to make this spot fucking decision in my head. And both times he failed. And so that's got me questioning a lot of shit. I didn't see him make a great fucking decision anytime that whole fucking game. If it wasn't a gimme, he didn't do it.
So of his 20 completions, you said they all suck.
Yeah,
They were the worst idea ever.
Most of them did.
20 completions, 0 were good. That doesn't even make sense, man.
Well, how many yards did he have?
Where is it? 239. Yep.
239. 50 of them
7.2.
came on. 50 of them came on that Stover. The guy hits 25% of his seams pass. Keeps throwing that one at like fucking 8 feet high. Puts no fucking air under it. You know,
Completed 60%. That seems all right.
hit that. No,
and
it's not
about
all
10 yards.
That's
10
not
yards
all
of
right.
pass, right, Joe? That it comes out to about around 10 yards.
7.2
7.2. Oh, I thought it was 23 for 2
per
23
attempt.
completions
That's per attempt.
per attempt. Oh, 31. Okay, yeah, 31. All right. Yeah, I think it was like per completion, it was around 10 yards.
I just said, Joe, I think you were in the
that was
minority.
50 yards from Stover. I mean, on that one play. So, and that was a great pass. That was a good pass. He caught him in stride, so Stover could run with it. That was by far the best play, the best pass, and completion of the day. I don't know. I mean, Joe, we were talking about why was the conservative nature in the coaching staff? What was the cause for the being conservative? Was it because they know neither quarterback has shown enough?
You don't have the confidence in those guys?
Yeah, or what? Well, I mean, what was? We're like you were talking. We're talking. We want to know why the reason why the coaches were conservative. You're saying the coaches are conservative. They didn't let the quarterbacks do much. Well, why didn't they? That's what me and Shawn are really concerned about. I don't want to get bogged down
every
in
time
it,
he makes it, because when he has a decision to make,
why
he makes the wrong one.
Why do you think they were so conservative? Why do you think there was that conservative play calling? That passing chart that's disgusting against a team you're favored by 30 points over.
Conservative.
And you have two of the
it's
best
Ryan
receivers
Day's
in the country.
nature with a first game starting quarterback. You guys should go back and actually look at Minnesota game.
Well, why
where
didn't you
CJ
tell us
Stroud
this
had-
last week before the game and say, hey, we'll probably only score 30 points?
What?
And I remember.
Why didn't you tell us this last week when we were talking about this game and say, yeah, we're probably going to score 30 points, Buckeyes are going to come out. And you were like, no, we're going to fucking beat them.
Because I don't have a fucking crystal ball. I can't see the future.
I know, but you think one thing, and then when it goes exactly the opposite of that, you're like, no, that's great. That's great. No, it's not great.
Joe, you were thinking, Joe, you were thinking like we were, that whichever quarterback gets to start is going to be able to orchestrate our offense at the level that the talent would tell us, right? I mean, that's what we
I
were
did
all
not
thinking.
expect Indiana to actually put up a fight on defense and have some
Well, I tell you what,
people
if
that
you
can actually play. Yes,
Yeah.
because
well,
they have
so hey,
23
salute to these
transfers.
guys. Salute to the Hoosiers for getting some guys on defense
And they
hitting
coached
the
them up
portal and making it work.
in 8 months. They
But
they
they were
got
talking about
23.
during the game, they were talking about how their fucking secondary's all beat up and they're playing these guys that fucking don't even play football. And
All right.
and Emeka and Marvin Harrison can't fucking catch passes against them. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And what scares me the most isn't that McCord looked bad. And I agree with you. Of course, he's got room to get better. The problem is, I thought, okay, well, at least we got Devin Brown. When Devin Brown came in, he looked fucking worse. And it's like, we got no, where's Kindholz? Let me fucking see what this kid's got.
Wait. Yeah,
That's
okay.
a stretch. Come on.
Okay, that's Joe. That's that last year's. Let's fucking see Quinn Ewers after the Oregon game, right? That's the same talk, Joe, that we were getting at. Yeah,
Playing the younger guy is not always the right decision. I don't care if quarterback or other position.
But I do want Devin Brown to have a fair shake. I don't want to saddle Brown with getting thrown in late and shit and second team, blah, blah, blah. But I'd like Devin Brown to have a fair shake.
Has he earned it though, Sean? Do we know if he's earned it?
Well,
we don't know if
I
he's
don't
earned
know.
it.
I just want to see what he looks like in the pocket because, like I said, watching that game,
he looks shook against no protection, against bad protection. He looks shook.
If McCord drops back and knows what he's going to do, takes his 5-7 step drop and throws the ball, the guy's got a fucking great arm. His ball, the spiral's fucking tight. I mean, the guy throws a good ball. There's no doubt about that. And when he does that, when he drops that, boom, boom, makes his thing, he's good. I think when the shit breaks down and the O-line's breaking down and you got to ad lib some shit and do some things, that's where I don't know. That's what I'm concerned about. Not concerned with his arm, his accuracy, any of that. I'm concerned with when shit breaks down, how do you react? And that's my concern with him.
Well,
so Joe,
Man, it doesn't help
I want to hear
that our left tackle sucks.
I am firmly entrenched in Sean's view and outlook on this. Joe, I want you to give me. I want to hear your full take. Shawn, let's lay out a limit. Let's let Joe.
I got people bitching in the chat that I'm ignoring them. So apparently they want to be part of the show.
Yeah, get them in.
Yeah,
Shawn,
I could spend the rest of the show reading all the comments. I'm not going to do that, but it's not about. I don't care if they have I don't care if people have a different opinion than me. I welcome it. It's not a big deal to me. I'm not like freaked out and afraid of other opinions. I'm going to have mine. You have yours. That's fine. I'll read it here.
Well, they better be different.
But I can't go through. I can't read 200 fucking comments in 45 minutes and, end the show.
Call in.
Exactly. Nobody's calling. So if you really feel strongly about your opinion, then maybe you should call in and you'll definitely get that opinion aired.
I would like to hear. I want to hear as many opinions as possible. So let's have it. Let's hear what everybody's saying.
Tyrone, right off the bat, coming in with the positivity that I'm looking for. He said, "What's up, everyone? Glad to have college football back." Yes, I think sometimes we need to take a step back and realize that college football is back before we start tearing at each other's throats.
What we really love. The reason why we were really this excited and proud about it's college football is back. Right. We get real games now. We get real games. So we should all be appreciative of why we have this podcast.
You only get 12 of them.
I'm going to disagree. I'm here to tear each other's throats out, and college football is just the excuse.
But that was
sitting in a driveway in our hometown. Sean's ready to tear heads off. Love it. I love it.
Odysseus said,
I appreciate the passion, Sean. You know that. I'm
going to plow through all these comments in like 5 minutes.
Go. Bam.
Do it.
I'm going to need another shot. Damn it.
Odysseus
says, missed throw to Fleming on second drive, set the tone. Steven says, if we're comparing the top 3 rosters of college football with new quarterbacks, who looked the worst? Temper says, hey, y'all. Odysseus says, we did, but Bama and Georgia played G5 and FCS teams at home. Odysseus says, looks like looks like it right now. Steven says that's fair, Odysseus. Tyrone says Chip definitely looks good, but I like Henderson. Tyler says, to be honest with you, Joe, he fits the offense the best right now. Steven says Chip is RB1. Tyler says, but the other RBs, I don't know, to be honest, because the offensive line kept missing assignments. Odysseus says, think I had 49-3, got the D part right. Temper says, they're all good, depends if they get blocks. Steven says, Henderson has talent, but poor vision and goes down with one hit. Odysseus says, Simmons missed several blocks and made 44 for IU, look like Lawrence Taylor. Temper says, we won by 20. Tyler says, everyone calling Henderson has no talent. His offensive line did him no favors. Temper says, did Sawyer play? LOL. Steven, crying emojis. Tyrone, like the defense. Burke had a few nice plays. Temper, no INTs, one sack, go hero. Ryan Day's beard. Day lied about the QBs. McCord wasn't great. Defense was a bright spot. Temper, THT. Temper, they're all suspect. Stephen Cherry. Yep, exactly. Temper, he could have played Jebbia. Fuck. That threw me off.
Temper, my man.
Temper. Stephen, these are all Days had picked QBs. Ryan Day's beard wasn't good at all. Odysseus, shocked if they're both had given Day's track record. Temper, like last year, Harline misses on the receivers. I don't know what that means. Ryan Day's beard. This is also a result in guys not playing last year when the game was in hand. Steven, don't even try to hype up Indiana's defense. Jeff, stop. They're terrible. Tyrone, let's establish the running game and become a run first team. Temper, not with our line. Tyler, QB upgrade incomplete. Steven, no CJ Hicks. What the fuck was that? Ryan Day's beard. They tried to play trestle ball and got blown up. Ryan Day's beard. They played like that this weekend. Shu El Mao. They're going to get booed hard. Odysseus, Brown, and McCord don't need to be Stroud or Fields. Just need the D to ball out and have QB be better as a distributor. Temper, we did have 21 points on the field, did leave 21 points on the field. Temper, one was Kyle, one was Tate, one was Marvin. Ryan Day's beard, that defense isn't good. Stop it. Ryan Day's beard.
Agreed. Ryan Day's beard knows that defense is shit.
Let me finish. I'm going to go fast. Ryan Day's beard, our O-line and QB play suck. Odysseus, double team blocking due to miscommunication made Indiana D look better than they are. Stephen Cherry, Joe, please don't spin the narrative and say Indiana defense is legit. They're awful. Temper, Fry owes us big time. What does he owe us? Ryan Day's beard, 0 passing touchdowns and Emeka and Harrison and Tate. Temper, our O-line is worse. Brian Mahoney. Brian Money. I don't know how Coach Day can act like he's got a handle on the team. We got much work to do for Notre Dame. Odysseus. Simmons did an ole with number 1 on Devin Brown QB run. Ryan Day's beard. They better put up 56 against YSU, and it better look great if they want to calm people down. Stephen Cherry, why is Fleming still starting? I'm over his seniority bullshit. Ryan Day's beard. We're number 3 in the country, and we should have put up at least 40. Tyrone. Stroud also wasn't very good his first few starts. Odysseus, let's wait till YSU game before we panic. Stephen Cherry, no panic, just an opinion. Ryan Day's beard, it's Indiana, LOL. Temper, we're lucky they have no offense. Stephen Cherry, when did Notre Dame become the measuring stick? If we get a legit contender, we kick their ass. If we're a legit contender, we kicked our ass. Ryan Day's beard, because he doesn't believe in his QB play. Odysseus, he missed Marv on a deep route. Odysseus, went check down. Odysseus, Fleming overthrow should be a TD. Ryan Day's beard. I'm not even saying Brown being in there would have been better, but what we did watch wasn't awesome. Tyler, Joe, Jeff, Shawn, they were also Indiana holding our receivers as well. Odysseus, 4th and 9 to Mayan on wheel route was good. Badass Buckeye, 3 passes were great. Temper, no, he made 3 good/great passes. Steven, why are you avoiding the chat? LOL. Ryan Day's beard, because we have a different opinion. Oh,
Let's well, we're getting off topic here. I think is that chat about to go a different way.
keep bringing your differing opinions from mine. Magically, you know mine. Anyway, moving on. We got 30 more seconds of this, I hope. I'm going to need a lot more bourbon. Odysseus. Tate was targeted on his drop. Temper. And he did a cross field after being chased around. Badass Buckeye. They had two tight ends in a lot. Wesley Holbert. Welcome to the show, sir. Please don't take this show as a representation of all other shows. It's a great channel. Trust me. Wesley says, I love my Buckeyes, but fans are crazy. Game 1, and people are mad because they didn't score 100 points and put up 1,000 yards. Good point, Wesley. Odysseus, it makes sense with O-line issues. Stephen Cherry, Zach Sawyer equals Zach Harrison 2.0. Tipper, the first game kept it simple. Ryan Day's beard, but they didn't. Odysseus, Day doesn't trust their pass pro in week 1. Wesley, nobody expected Indiana to run option football and bleed the clock. Temper, that's why I didn't make a guess. And who knows who shows up game 1. Odysseus, can't judge pass rush too much. IU had 21 dropbacks. Badass Buckeye, Brown threw the pass at wide receiver's ankles because his feet were not set. Odysseus, 1 sack per 10.5 passes. Could be better, but not terrible. Stephen Cherry, Lincoln is the future.
Yep.
Odysseus, Air is the future. Tyrone, McCord will be fine. He is the future. No, I made that up. Badass
Everybody's
Buckeye.
looking towards the future. Right? Let's look now.
Lincoln
we need
has
now.
half the arm strength of McCord. Steven, but more talented than both. Jeremiah, don't forget, Mayan gave us 2 touchdowns. Wow. All right, boys.
Okay.
Take it over. I'm going to pass out.
Okay.
After that,
Joe,
go ahead, Jeff.
Joe, let me address something real quick, just from some of the comments. I'm, just trying to follow everything. Am I giving Indiana's defense too much credit? I hope I'm not. Okay. So when Indiana starts giving up 50 and 60 points at home to these other Big Ten schools that start rolling in there, it's going to look even more embarrassing for us.
Most Big Ten teams, stop being fucking over the top. Most Big Ten teams can't score 50 or 60 against anyone. Okay, let's just fucking put that out there to start with. But people are going to score more than 23. Okay, there's Big Ten teams going to score more than 23 on them. They're not fucking Iowa. 44 is a stud. I love that dude, and fuck, he brings it. But
one's better.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet one's a better pro prospect for sure.
I don't know.
Carter's a better pro prospect. I mean, if there's a lot of scouts. There's a lot of scouts at those games. Those two guys made a big impression on a lot of scouts watching a bunch of Buckeyes at that game. And I guarantee you, the majority of them scouts walked out of there saying, one's got the better pro future. 44 can play in the league.
44 had 11 tackles, 9 solo, and was disruptive.
You know what
the
that
whole
tells
game.
you? Yeah, all right, Shawn. I'm not going to debate you what other people might be thinking at all. I'm just saying.
No, you're saying that guy's the better pro prospect. I think 44 is. That 44 gave me Buffalo 10 years ago. Buffalo against Ohio State, Khalil Mack vibes. This guy came out and balled out. His team wasn't that good, but he fucking brought it all day long and gave Buckeyes fits being a one-man band. And I kind of think you guys are saying it's not a one-man band, it's a two-man band. Either way, Indiana's D ain't that good. They got a couple dudes for sure.
Well, it's going to look even worse for us then. It's going to look even worse for us then. If they are total shit and they prove to be shit the other 11 games, well, then how many times is it going to be brought back to us playing them? Now it's going to they're going to these guys learned it was a home opener. Well, a lot of hype, blah blah blah. High State's home opener, new quarterback starting, whatever. But if we're the team, if we score the lowest amount of points that they give up at home all season, say, what's that?
Against Big Ten
teams,
they
back
play
up
some
in the discussions later in the season, not by us, by national media, and which all will bleed into playoff talks and all that shit. That'll be brought up. If we
No,
score the lowest amount, that they're
then
going to give up at home.
then I'm actually going to lean towards Joe's argument a little bit because later in the season.
We're just on a swing. We just whatever fucking
Well,
point,
no,
right or
because
left, whatever slide.
No,
Come on, Shawn, what do you mean?
You have to analyze it in totality. And right now, to me, that looks shit. And right now, you should analyze it and be like, that's not good. Now, if like you're saying, if you think Indiana's defense is just this great fucking defense going to be top
I don't know. They did look good. They made plays against. They made a lot of plays against us. So I'm curious. I'm really, because they're a new team. I'm curious if they are going to be good. Or was it us or was it them?
Let me ask you this, Jeff. Do you think Indiana is going to be a top 5 defense in the Big Ten, not the country, in the Big Ten? Do you think they're going to be a top 5?
Well, going off of week 1, yeah.
Really? You think they're going to be better than? You think they're going to be better than Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State? Really?
No. Okay, so 6th, maybe 6th.
Maybe. I can't spend a lot of time here guessing on the future of Indiana football.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. I just want to say, was it us making them look good at times, or are they that good? I don't know. It's only 1 week. We'll pay attention the next couple of weeks. We'll figure it all out. But maybe I hope I hope I'm not giving Indiana's defense too much credit. I hope they turn out to be a real good defense, and then it'll turn to the conversation of Ohio State was able to beat them by 20 on this defense that.
Right.
They're not a top 10 defense. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about one of the best in the country. But what if they are top half of the Big Ten in defense? That's going to be a huge step from where they were.
We played 5 more.
Because nobody thought they were. Nobody thought they were anywhere close to this defense. I'm just saying, I don't know if they are or not, but they made our offense look like shit at times. Some 3 and outs where we looked like just completely discombobulated, not comfortable at all. Like we didn't have some of the best weapons in the country. I'm just saying they made us look like that at times. Now, is that us or was that them? That's all. We'll see. It'll play out. It'll play out.
Georgia didn't make us look that way.
No, that's my point, Shawn. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. I'm just saying. That's something we're gonna wait and see.
That's not even a comparison you should make, Shawn. That's just out of your ass. Come on.
Whatever.
Different quarterback. My receivers are changed. That doesn't even make fucking sense.
Are my running backs different? No. My receivers different? No.
Quarterback
is different? No.
Hello.
I do have 2 new O-linemen, and I got a new.
The most important position in football.
That's all. Is left tackle, right tackle.
No, but you think he's great.
Left tackle and quarterback.
Great. You think he's great?
Yeah.
Though he threw 0 touchdowns. And
all right,
Joe, what's your take? Joe, what's your true take?
Let's end the discussion on the quarterbacks with this question. It's a 1-word answer. Who is the quarterback week 12 against Michigan? 1 word.
Keinholz.
Yes.
Last names only. McCord.
Okay. Shawn says Keinholz. Okay.
Fucking true freshman at the big house for Ohio State. Has that ever been done?
Oh, he'll be ready. Freshman. He's got 3 months. Come on. All right. So we got to get through our grades. We got to do our grades here.
Let's go.
Offense. I'm going with a C- on the offense, mostly based on the O-line, lack of push, letting dudes through. Simmons is squarely in my crosshairs. He's going to be in my microscope for the next 6 to 8 weeks, guaranteed. So, Jeff, what do you got for your grade on offense?
Just rewind the tape. Everything you just said. Exactly.
C-?
100%. That's it. C- with him on my microscope all fucking season. If you can't step 2 steps right at the same pace that the other 4 linemen are moving, when Jackson is pulling to the right for that trap fucking block, and you're letting that inside linebacker come through, not the D end that's over top of you. The tight end's got him. But when that linebacker shoots through that gap where the Jackson has vacated because the play is designed there, all you got to do is close that off. Come on, man. I mean, exactly what you said, Joe. C- because of the O-line play mainly.
I seen the middle linebacker come up the gut and make a stop on Trey right in the fucking hole. couple times. So it's
That's
not
weird.
just-
It's weird that we saw the game the same way when we watched the fucking 1,000 of these games the same way together.
Yeah, I guess it is weird. Shawn, are you still there?
He passed out in
Oh,
Jan's driveway.
I got a D minus.
D minus. Okay, so basically your
D-minus.
report card in high school. Good job.
Yeah, basically, hey, I'm a college grad and I was honor roll in high school, so fuck off with that shit. But
I gave you
yeah,
my report card in high school. I did
I'll
have
give you,
a
I'll give you a D minus on that. It was not what I expected. It was not.
These get
It was not.
diplomas.
It was not the standard. That's not Ohio State football. It never looked good. It never looked crisp. It never looked like, oh my gosh, Buckeyes. This is Buckeyes offense. Not at one point in that game. Not at one
the first
point.
series. The first series, Shawn.
Did I think, oh my gosh, this is Buckeye football.
All right, we got it. Let's move on to the defense.
D minus.
Defense, I'm going A plus would have been a shutout. A, because I saw guys making plays at every level. D line was making plays, secondary, corners, safeties, linebackers, everybody was rallying to the ball, making plays when their number was called upon. When the ball came their way, they were making plays, and I loved it. I loved 11 hats flying around, silver bullet style. Again, A plus would have been a shutout. Jeff, what do you got?
B plus.
Okay.
B plus. I mean, you look at some of the stats: 1 sack, one interception. I mean, I don't know. You may go. I might go A minus. So you're looking at it like an 89, 90%. You know, we're right there. How does the teacher feel? Does the teacher like you? Pretty much. Is that B plus? I guess if I go B plus as far as close to an A minus. I mean, the defense
under his desk.
Yeah, if you get that right teacher, whatever you gotta do. We gave up 3 points, and that was, the defense played solid. I mean, I would have liked to see more control of the line of scrimmage. And I know JT was double teamed a lot, but there was a lot of plays. I'm like, this looks like half effort, and he still ended up making a tackle, on a pursuit. But I'm like, that was like half effort for like the first 2 seconds of that play. Whereas the explosion from a defensive end is the most important part, how you get off the ball. I didn't see a lot of that. I saw Jack Sawyer make as many plays as JT did. So JT did play, or Jack did play. But I saw a lot of Caden Curry in the game too, and I didn't see anything outstanding. I saw a couple plays from Sonny but there was like, well, Sonny's still figuring it out. That's his first game. He didn't make any, impact plays where I thought there was a couple plays that could be made, not just by him, but
1.5 loss.
We didn't make those big game changing, those turnovers. It's not like we didn't win the turnover battle, but it was 1-1, correct? It was even.
No, we didn't have a turnover.
No, we got none.
They got one. That's right. We didn't have a pick. That's right. We didn't have a pick. That's right.
But Sonny, don't go after Sonny because he had.
Well, I'm not. Well, like I said, Joe, I'm not going after him. I'm just saying I did not see that game changing electric play. You know what I mean? That
like 44 was playing.
That jump off the screen play.
Why don't we have guys that play like
that's
44
all
plays for Indiana? Like that guy's played.
We saw none of those.
Number 44 for Indiana played harder than anybody on that football field, and it's not even a debate. It's not even close.
Well, I remember Danielson saying.
Okay, we're talking about the Buckeye defense here. Let's stay focused.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
You got my grade, Joe. You got it.
Like
that. I say B plus. I'll stay with a B plus because we didn't see any of those jump out the screen plays where the pass breakups from Denzel. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he should do. He's that much better than that receiver. He should be jumping those plays and knocking the pass down. We didn't see any of those game-changing standout plays. So
I think the defense also played kind of conservative, and I saw them playing off ball and not playing press man a lot. because I don't think they were worried about those quarterbacks, honestly. So why risk getting toasted, on those classic completions that we see guys make falling on their wallets, out of bounds with one hand up their ass, making a catch, that we classically see, especially from the Penn State games. But so anyway, I think the defense was also somewhat conservative, just from my opinion.
Yeah. So
Shawn, your grade on the defense.
My grade, solid A. And Joe, this is why, fired up earlier. You want to go 9-3? You want to go 9-3? No, I don't want to go 9-3 because you know what? I am sold on this D. I give him a solid A. Again, I wish we would have had at least one turnover, and I wish we would have had the shutout. But for all intents and purposes, this defense to me has got 2002 vibes, and we could potentially be that good on defense where we don't need the Ohio State offense of the last 5 years to win. We can go in there like early 2000 Buckeyes with this defense and shut fucking people down. That's my feeling right now. It's Indiana, so I don't want to get a little bit full of myself, but I think they balled out. Joe, I will disagree, or not Joe, Jeff. I'll disagree with you on the JT and thing. JT to me is still my MVP. The guy had a half tackle for loss, 4 tackles. I saw him in other multiple plays where he was the difference. He didn't make the play, but on one of the sacks, it's because he was disturbing everything and made the guy step up. So the guy had to step up and get that sack. But that was because of JT. I think he's balling out. I think he's going to be the guy I thought he was. I hope so. I also want to say, and it's the one comment that all those fucking comments you read through, Joe, the one thing that stuck out to me, because it's in my head too, is where was Jack Sawyer? I agree 100%. Where was Jack Sawyer? I didn't see him that whole game. He doesn't make a difference. And to me, it goes back to what I said before. Were they trying him at the Jack because he isn't that good of a D end? Or I'm not sold. Jack, you need to do something for me, because you know what? Caden Curry looks better to me right now. Caden Curry looked like he was absolutely bringing it. High motor guy, nonstop. And that was big to me. Jack needs to pick it up. So before we even get into it, 100%, my microscope is on Jack fucking Sawyer this week. I need to see something, man.
Okay. Well, I think we need a little bit of levity in this show right now. So I'm going to provide you with. I can't get to the bar, so I can't pour myself.
Dude, we might have the best D in the country, though. It's ridiculous. We're talking nitpicking. I'm talking about Jack Sawyer not doing shit. I mean, I expect everybody to be an All-American on this D. And again, it was Indiana. I don't want to get too full of it, but they look good. Again, the sacks, the early sacks weren't there, but I didn't know that until, again, smartest chat on the internet, Buckeye Cast. Someone said they only had 21 dropbacks. So, okay, that makes me feel a little better. It's not like they had 38 dropbacks, 42 dropbacks, and a lot of those were late. So that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, and there was a lot where there was pressure from one guy, and he was getting pushed one side, so the quarterback shifted and moved up to the pocket. So there was some penetration. I would have liked some more pressure. I would have liked to have seen more pressure where the quarterback's getting hit more. I mean, Michael Hall had a great pick up and slam right on the release. I just wish there was.
That's just it. And those guys don't show up on the
I thought we would have
sheet.
been able to dominate more than we did.
Okay,
I
so
look at
more of
the
a
stat sheet,
complete domination.
Didn't you see Michael
All right.
Hall dominating a few plays, and then on the stat sheet he's got like 1 tackle? I'm like, Michael Hall made more of a difference than that, man.
Joe, if we have time, I'd like to get into the grades.
I have those stats for you.
Sure.
But first, I need to share something with you guys that might add some perspective to the new clock rules. So, did I fuck it up?
Yeah, people, you're bleeding. You can bleed the clock a lot more. It's considerable.
I know it's like high school.
But I always like that rule. I always like the rule of
All right,
stopping
here
the clock
goes.
on the first down.
Listen,
Here you go.
But this new rule that's crazy. We had 4 drives in the first half. This game goes fast. Hope you guys are selling a lot of commercials.
Thanks, Coach.
Exactly. Exactly.
Four
Tip.
drives in the first half.
We
And
only
I
had
tell you what, I watched
five.
that. And I
We
watched
had
that game,
five.
Joe. I watched that game, and UCLA they weren't like struggling. It wasn't like they were struggling, and the other team was fucking with chewing
I
up
know.
clock.
I know.
I love that. I love that Chip Kelly threw that in. I was
Well, and then Joe
I-
threw out that stat, and I shared it with one of my heavy gambling buddies on the unders. What the unders were like 11, 5, and 2 going into this weekend. Be interesting to see what they're at after this weekend, Joe. If you can tease those numbers,
I'll
that'd be
tease you.
interesting.
I love teasing you, Sean. That's
I
what
know
I've
you
done
do.
for years, decades almost.
I know you. I know you've been teasing me all night, telling me we got a quarterback. Like what?
Yeah.
You
Yeah. Well,
joking
you're the
motherfucker,
fool that
you.
keeps believing me. So let's let me touch on the chat before I get criticized again about that. Fuck, it's devolving.
Get these guys calling in, man. Let's just talk. Let's
I know
talk with them
nobody wants to
instead of-
call in and actually talk about their opinions, but
We love them though. I love the.
doesn't
I
matter.
love
We
the
fix
chat,
things over the course of the season.
I could walk inside and get a couple of shit takes.
Oh yeah, we need more of those.
Yeah.
Odysseus
Pull the
says
room.
we got in 14 playing like dog do over a bad Vodtech team. Badass Buckeye Joe, what are you mixing bourbon with? I prefer vodka OJ. I will drink vodka. Well, when I have cocktail hour with my wife, I go vodka with a sour mix that I make. It's honey, lemon juice, lime juice, and a little bit of bourbon in there. I mix it all up, shake it up. It's good. Anyway,
That is
moving on.
gay as fuck. No,
all right.
not the drink. Not that you drink. That you drink with your wife, man.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Tipper will get better as the season goes on. Steven Cherry, are we going to waste CJ Hicks talent like Baron Browning? Badass Buckeye, McCord, Tyler, McCord, Steven Cherry, Brown, Tipper, good point 7. Odysseus, Keenholes, wins us a natty like Cardale.
Booyah.
Wow.
Look at this,
Tipper,
look at
good
this.
analogy.
That's a
Steven,
shot
A
right
for
there.
the
That's a
defense.
call right
Tyler, defense gets solid A. Odysseus, we were a doink field goal bouncing in from a shutout. Badass Buckeye, defense was a B only because half the time they got no pressure on the quarterback and they allowed runs in the middle. The Buckeye cast, bourbon on the rocks. Tipper, C- offense, B defense. Steven Cherry, JT and Jack need to be elite. Tipper, 1 sack by a hero, no interceptions. Buckeye cast, I will drink vodka and sour mix. Odysseus, oh shit.
Badass.
Odysseus, defense A, offense D plus. Badass Buckeye, I think McCord deserves a B, closer to a C than an A.
Close to
C
a
is
D.
very close to an A. If you've
Closer
ever
to a
been near a
dick.
C, the A is right there.
There's
It's
a
right
B,
there.
closer to a
When
C
you're down
than
by
an A.
the C, the A is
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You don't got to travel that far.
You actually need to be
Hey, let
careful
me
if
tell
you
you.
don't want if you are trying to avoid the A, then anyway, moving on.
I can
Fingers
tell
and
you from the
toes.
beach today.
Jeremiah.
I took a left at Albuquerque.
Chip and Mine ran football better than Travion did. Steven, grade Jeremiah. Steven, Bert played well. Tipper, how can you grade an A and get no turnovers or picks? Odysseus, Accord C. Wide receivers incomplete. O line F. RBs B minus. Jeremiah,
Whoa.
against YSU, the Buckeyes need to jump on the gas and don't let it up day long. Badass Buckeye playing YSU is a joke. Steven Cherry, train him A. Henderson C. Mayan B. Badass Buckeye. Sawyer is too busy
Wow.
getting tattoos, probably from Pryor. That's a reach.
Wow.
I wanted to
That's-
see Pryor. That's the only one we didn't see.
No, he's talking about
He's talking
not,
about Terrell
he's talking
Pryor.
about Terrell Pryor.
Oh, 09. Yeah, the 09-10. The
Jeremiah,
fucking
Buckeyes need to get turnover scores on defense. Temper. We've been saying more pressure for 3 years. Held Indiana under 160 yards. Oh, Todd Doyle, sorry. Held Indiana under 160 total yards. 50 of them were on 2 plays, or we would have been under 100. Wish is dominant. Anybody? Stephen Cherry. Penn State looks legit, but still don't trust Franklin. Todd Doyle. Indiana QB rarely had the ball for more than 3 seconds, which eliminated sacks. Badass Buckeye, LOL. Tyrone, had a good night, folks. Gonna watch the LSU Florida State game, tied at 14.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
it is.
All right. We got to get this over with in 10 minutes. All right.
Sure.
Clock rules. We touched on that with our friend Chip. Everybody heard that, I hope. Shit teams are going to spin the clock, run the ball, maybe even run the option if we're lucky. So look for that going forward in all games, not just Ohio State games. So I wanted to mention that. I think I touched on all my stuff here. Yeah, these bullet points are good. Got 7 freshmen in the game. Malik Hartford made a key stop on 3rd down to force a 4th. Carnell had a drop, did have 1 catch. Ennis and Noah Rogers got in late in the last possession, I think. Luke Montgomery was a key factor in the big personnel as an extra lineman. Arvell Reese and cornerback Jermaine Matthews were on kickoff coverage, so that's good. So Youngstown State preview. Guess what? Happens at noon. BTN. Youngstown State was 7-4 last year. I'm going to talk really fast. Week 1, they beat Valparaiso. It was not a basketball game. 52-10. They had 472 yards on offense. YSU did. Ran for 300. 3 turnovers.
Okay.
They were all fumbles. That's your game. There's no spread on this. There's no spread on this game. So make it up.
Cool. Score prediction, Shawn.
I would put it like 41.5 if I were just a line setter.
Not you were a line setter. Week. You're a dreamer. You know you are a dreamer.
Oh, I love when you sing.
Hey, mark it down. We got musical interludes from Shawn Henry tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, those are ludes, all right.
Hey, no last name.
You can't go Dream Weaver. You can't go Dream Weaver.
Brown, bro.
All right, so so the line from Joe Warwick bookie is 41.5. Shawn,
we're setting it out.
Go ahead.
I got
40.5. Shawn, let's do it.
I got 45-3.
Oof.
Okay.
It's got. I mean, the defense is the defense. I don't think they're going to give up much. There'll be a cheap field goal, probably just when they shouldn't kick the field goal and they ought to go for it. I saw a game this weekend. Forget who it was, but they were down. They could have got some cheap points, but they went for it, and I appreciated that. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, you go for it. Don't try and get the 3 points to keep from getting shut out. Your team's out there in 4th and 3, and you fucking go for it. So I think
kind of like
might be a
triple option when you got no other options.
Once McCord or Devin Brown throws a fucking crossbody pick on the fucking 30, they'll probably get a nice field goal. Be my guess.
All right,
that's a safe bet. I mean,
I'm going 37-0. The offense is still trying to figure itself out. Ryan Day is trying to figure out the offense. So, but we do get shut out.
Joe, one question: Why? So, when you're telling everybody pump the fucking brakes on this quarterback issue, you're saying at week 2. Ryan Day and the
against Youngstown State.
Hold on, Shawn. I can handle this question, Shawn.
Sorry.
You're saying that 37-0, we score points. You're picturing our defense getting more turnovers, right? Winning the turnover battle.
Yeah, I think 37 points will be easy.
But you're still not expecting our quarterback to accelerate this offense to a point where it should be, where the talent is so. The discrepancy is so large where we shouldn't be able to win a lot of one-on-one battles at the line of scrimmage, on the outside, everywhere. But you still feel that our court that Ryan Day, they're still trying to figure it out. but it's not because our quarterback play is not proven to be at
No.
a superior level.
This is an overcompensation. So my pendulum is
Okay.
swinging
All right.
back from being 62 to nothing way on the right, swinging back to the left, and eventually it will find its center. So 37 to nothing is like my more conservative score, because we're definitely going to run the ball well. Everybody's going to be fine. Defense will be fine.
I got you.
Obviously, we're allowing 0 points. So
you're talking like a better. I got you. That's how I read that.
Swinging back and forth, I'll eventually find my median.
Okay. I just wanted to hear what your thought process was with the 37 to nothing. You don't think our offense puts our defense in any type of tough spot where we give up some cheap field goal like Shawn's saying?
Unless Devin Brown's at quarterback.
Oh, okay.
You haven't even seen Devin Brown yet. Throw across his body.
Joe, I saw you take the fucking pin from the grenade with your teeth, yank it out, and throw it into Shawn's bunker. I actually saw you do that.
Yeah, and I threw it back and it blew up in his lap.
Cock and balls everywhere, huh?
Cock and balls, everybody.
It was a mess.
Jeff, what do you got for your score, man?
Fucking 42-3.
Right. All right, microscopes.
We score on defense. We score on defense.
We got to get our microscopes this week. We forgot them last week. Thank God we didn't do it. I was 2 for 2 on my microscopes. I don't know what you assholes were doing. I had Josh Simmons squarely under my microscope because I knew he was going to be a big problem. And then Denzel Burke, because I knew nobody was going to fucking make a catch on him. Worked out well. I was 2 for 2. Shawn, I think you were 0 for 2. Jeff, you were 0 for 0.
I was not 0 for 2.
Joe, I was in
2 because I was
incomplete on that, Joe. Yes.
I don't know if
I did that thing called working.
I had 2 defensive guys, but I think what I went with my original with JT Tumalo, who showed up with a half tackle for loss, was in there either affecting plays or making plays, and was 4th on the tackle list for Ohio State Buckeyes. A half tackle for loss. So JT showed up again in limited drop backs, and was making shit happen. On offense, total fail. I had Emeka Ibuka, and I don't blame him. I blame his bum ass quarterback.
I would blame yourself if I were you. But so let's go this week. I'm going Jack Sawyer on defense. On offense, we're going to give them both at the same time. On offense, I think Trey bounces back, has himself a game. Offensive line gets their shit together. And Trey and Jack Trey. Shawn, what do you got?
Well, I already picked Jack earlier when we were talking because I told you I didn't think he showed up at all, and it was the one missing piece.
That was your pick?
The one missing piece. Get the fuck out of here.
And to me, it's to me, and we all said, oh, they fucked up making Jack the Jack last year, and again, I questioned it. Rewind the tape, some podcasts back. I'm like, well, is it the Jack Sawyer? They fucked up moving him to Jack, or he isn't good enough to be a fucking hand in the dirt D end every down. And so I come to this week, they got him back hand in the dirt and the D end, and I didn't see him. I didn't see him at all. I don't know what the stat sheet says. I saw him standing around plays afterwards, standing straight up tall, like he wasn't involved. And I saw that number 33 out there, but I didn't see him hit anybody. Again, I only watched it once to watch it.
What do you
live.
got on offense?
Maybe on offense, I'm going to go with Devin Brown.
There you go. Guy that rides the pine.
Well, he's going to need the start.
He's going to be serving up some sweet Gatorade. I'll tell you that.
Well, good. Well, again, Joe, you want to handcuff me into the 9-3, but if our defense isn't, I think our defense is going to be one of the best in the country. Maybe not stats wise, but like when you play the Buckeyes, you're going to know that you're playing them. So I think that we have a chance to win a lot of games like 2002 without a dynamic offense. But if McCord's our quarterback right now and plays that way all year, that defense better be lights out.
Right.
And I want to see Devin Brown. And
Well,
like what I said, I gave you asked for one name. I said Kindholes because I saw a little bit of Brown and I saw a little bit of Cord, and I don't like either one of them.
I don't
Not for
think
my
you're
guy.
But you
gonna
want,
see-
but you want more of Brown though. You want more. You
Well,
want to see more of Brown.
I
I've
saw
seen
10
kinder
other-
holes at
Well,
a
I
truck
haven't.
stop.
I haven't really seen Brown at all. I saw him late, but you know what I did see? I saw 10 other quarterbacks on good teams that absolutely fucking lighted up,
Sure,
and
of
it isn't a problem for
course you
them.
did.
And the only team that's ranked up there in that group that has a fucking chance that their quarterback looks like shit is Ohio State.
Yeah. All right. Shawn has Jackie Brown for his 2 picks. Jeff, what do you got?
You said I seen Kingdoms at a truck stop.
I said I seen kinder holes at a truck stop.
Kinder holes. I was trying to keep it clean. Oh shit.
So is Henderson.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. All right.
So is fucking Henderson.
Microscopes. I fucking left tackle. Man. Yeah, I'm watching you now. Now I'm fucking zeroed in on you, Holmes. You came over from San Diego State. Fry had a great relationship with you during the recruiting process, what have you, however that was.
Who was
He
his
felt
coach at
confident.
San Diego State?
Hey,
It
Joe,
goes
I will
deeper.
give you props.
I mean, well,
It
I'm
goes
saying,
deeper.
I mean, so like that's why that was a big time get. Like, and they moved him to left because they thought Fryer was Fryer's
Brady
solid at right tackle.
was his coach. He's a
Okay.
mole. He's a fucking mole.
Hey,
Yeah.
Joe, I
Yeah,
got
snuff
to
them
give
out
you
then.
props because I think you implanted this in my head, and then it fucking actually happened. Is you
Kind
you
of.
I think when you said that Josh, Jimmy, whoever the fuck his name is, came over. He's like, he had a problem with the inside, guys cutting in on him.
Yeah.
And I fucking noticed specifically, he got destroyed on the inside a couple times, and he hasn't fixed that problem. And it I don't think it's his getting back and getting out and protecting the quarterback that way. I think he fucking maybe lunges that way too quick, and then dudes beat him fucking on the inside. But that happened, and I noticed it. I'm like, we just talked about that shit.
Yeah.
Isn't he cleaning that up? And that was
Yeah.
like one of the knocks on him, I think you said coming in, was that he gets beat on the inside more than
Right.
the other way.
That was at the right tackle, so maybe it's the same at the left tackle too.
I think so, because I at least 1 or 2 plays, especially that number 1. And I think on that one play where number 1 like totally blew us up in the backfield, he beat him to the inside. Like he starts taking stuff back, boom, he goes in and 1 fucking destroys us.
Yeah. Jeff, you had Simmons under your microscope. Who'd you have on offense?
Clearly Simmons, right? And the backlash on Trey Henderson, I don't get it. I'm Duran Hard. I don't know why he didn't get more carries.
No, I'm passing out after this. I'm not doing any discussions.
Whole other discussion about the amount of guys we saw in the first quarter that surprised me. Chip Trainum in the backfield running the ball. G. Scott is the second tight end. All that kind of stuff shocked me.
Who do you have on your microscope for defense?
Yeah, microscopes. Josh Simmons clearly at our left tackle spot. Show me something. Defense. Well, give me JT. Show me. Dominate the game, JT. Dominate a double team. Make more plays. Now he forced a lot of plays for other people to make. Make some plays. I don't know. I mean, I'm picking a guy. I don't expect them to move the ball on us. I'm picking JT because y'all are dogging on Jack. I'm just gonna pick the opposite. So all right, so JT. I mean, microscope. I'm watching all of them. I'm gonna watch the game 3 times. I'm gonna watch different levels each game on defense. But I'll give you JT.
Yeah, folks. Hey, make sure you get your scores in here for the Youngstown State game. Winner by total points gets the T-shirt. We're doing this every week of the season. Some of you guys might have missed out last week, but I'm keeping all the scores from the chat. I'm copying them, the entire chat actually. So I'll have all your scores. Get in here. You can add it to the comments after we go offline. So add your scores. I'm keeping track of everybody's. Closest to the winning total gets free t-shirt from the buckeyecast.com. All right. You can pick it, any shirt. Oh, or a hat. Shirts, hats. Hat would look good on you, but pick it out and get your scores in. And we're gonna bounce right now because I'm not staying on past
This
9:33.
is holiday and we're drunk and we're 1-0.
And the best thing about being 1-0
Correct.
is
We're it is holiday. We are drunk, and it is
Chance to go
1-0
2.
for I say yes.
all right. There you have it, folks. The wisdom that you cannot find on any other show. At least a lot of words. Maybe not a lot of wisdom, but plenty of words. We appreciate you guys. Be safe, be smart out there tomorrow, tonight, whatever you might be doing. And we're doing the Rush Hour Live tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Be here, and we'll go crazy. I think we're going to talk future Buckeyes. So keep it locked in here. Hey, I see a lot of people in here tonight.
Let's fucking
Hit
go.
that freaking like button one time, would you? Por favor, me. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Jeff and Shawn, appreciate you.
Appreciate it, brother. I'm going to the
Disappeared.
beach. Fuck it. I'm going to the beach.
All right. It's a little late for that.
Life's a beach.
Talk to you later.
I'm 100 yards away. I'm 100 yards away. I'm going right now.
Go Bucks.
Later.